about it's not implementation, it's an adoption. You have a responsibility to take care of your data, keep it safe, secure, and private. But as you safe, secure, and private that data, how do you grow those data so that way it feeds into your feedback loop? So that way your AI machine learning is expanding over time and is expanding and growing in the right direction for the purposes of your business rather than to say just out of control. Will semiconductor be a part of the conversation? Absolutely. Because the way the information, the hardware, software, and data is moving, it's nothing without semiconductor. And the shift with geopolitics and your internal manufacturing within 48 states is all leading to semiconductor chips. And that's going to create a huge difference in your world and your workspace and your workforce. So as you're thinking about it, think about what is known and what is unknown to you, right? Because if it's known to you, you kind of have to look at the blast radius and say, how far out do I have to look in order to understand what it is that I don't know? So there's one challenge that I always use, which is to say, do you have a 5-year vision? If you don't have a 5-year vision, do you at least have a 2-year vision, right? If you have a vision to say, is this where I'm at today as an organization or as a team lead or as part of this team or just as a whole team of 10, 15 people that is in a startup, what's our 2-year goal? If it's tactical and if it's starting today, how would that be scalable in the future, right? How can you sustain that in the future? Those are some of the questions that we will talk about as well, because you can identify many opportunities, just that you have identified an opportunity, but doesn't mean that's the only opportunity you can identify. You can find other opportunities and create an interoperability between two opportunities and scale that one better than the one that you started with, right? Because the scalability and sustainability is a big part of your ecosystem, and your indicator of success is the one that is scalable and sustainable. And having it delivered through a data center, and these data centers require a lot of power consumption. That means that power consumption takes priority over your residential power consumption, one way or another. And we have to enable ourselves for this disruption and how to mitigate around those disruptions. So sort of what we're talking about with the blast radius, let's say, for example, in this core of it is the AI and the machine learning and this computer systems and, yourself. Out in the blast radius, you just have to know a whole lot about a whole lot of things, but you don't necessarily need to be the expert of everything. You just need to be aware of, you just to be able to articulate and communicate these topics, probably with some confidence, most likely, and clearly, so that way other individuals who are listening, they don't have to be techies, but there are other stakeholders that can agree with you, and using your emotional intelligence, using your ability to communicate very and intellectually, you are able to convey a message and have those messages come back with a full feedback loop where the decision makers are making decision off of your comments.